Hello, Sun Nation. I'm one of your hosts, Ethan Prophet.
I'm Anthony Delgado, and today we got an interview with one of the GOATs, Anthony Jacobs.
Wait, the one and only
The
Anthony
one
Jacobs?
and only Anthony Jacobs. So that's going to be pretty fun. And then we're going to go around the nation. And then just to close it off, we have a little game segment. But for now, let's go to the interview.
So I'm here with the one and only Coach Jacobs or Anthony Jacobs. So do you want to introduce yourself to the camera, like your accomplishments?
All right, cool. I'm Anthony. I'm originally from Chicago. I went to high school in Minnesota. I was an All-American running back at Minnesota. Went to college as a running back. Switched to defensive line. Played at the University of Minnesota defensive line. Pro for the Minnesota Vikings as a defensive lineman. Now, I'm known as Christine's husband and a dad.
All right. All right. So I'll start with the first question: is how did you prepare yourself for moving on to the next? So, for example, high school to college and college to pro.
I think one of the things I didn't notice it at the time, but when I look back at it was I realized that you can't simulate competition.
Mm-hmm.
So always staying in competition mode helped me go from high school to college. Another thing was I didn't do well in school at first, but it wasn't because like I wasn't trying. It was just school was hard, and so I had to learn how to learn, like how I learn, and so that also helped me in college. But those two things, staying in competition mode and learning how my strengths and weaknesses and just being honest with myself about it, so that way I could perform. That's what helped me.
What was like the feeling of your first or your last high school practice of football to the first like college practice? Like, what's the big difference in football of high school and college?
The biggest difference was I went into college well in high school I was the man because I was an All-American running back, so
Yeah.
and the idea of just being like the team counting on me was so that was me in high school, and then in college I was just a normal dude, and then all my accolades went away.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 5-star. He's like, I'm a 5-star too. And like, oh, I'm all state too. And so it was like no one cared about it. And so then it turned into like you got to show me what you're about. And so that was pretty tough. And then also being open to the ideas that my coaches might see me differently than what I can see. So, like I said, I went as a running back, and then the coaches switched me to a defensive lineman, and I didn't think that they knew what they was doing or talking about. But then I ended up going to the NFL as a defensive lineman, so they obviously knew something that I ain't know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I usually ask the interviews for that play sports. So when you score a rushing touchdown in high school, call it high school, right? High school.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite celebration? What do you?
Oh, I didn't celebrate as a running back.
You didn't celebrate?
No, my coach would have lost it. So we would I just run through the end zone, tag the goalpost, jog back, get the ball to the ref.
What about when you got a sack?
Sacks, it was just like a flex, like. And then in the NFL, I would do Ric Flair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Going back to like your college, you said in high school, obviously you were one of the top people, and when you transitioned into college, like you kind of just restart from the very beginning, like kind of like as a freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm.
How did you like overcome that? Like, did you think that you just had to work harder and work just more?
Yeah, part of it was pride. My team, we didn't win, so I redshirted, and I remember not playing, and then like, yo, I don't play for a team that's not winning games, because we went 1-11 my freshman year. So I was like, yo, like something wrong with me. Like if you don't play on a team that's terrible, it's like that's bad. And so I just would just work hard. And then I remember once I finally did get the opportunity, um, I would go in at like the end of the game. They call it garbage time.
Yeah.
And I was so embarrassed. Like I was like, yo, never again will this happen to me. And so I remember just asking my coach. I went in twice at the end of the game. I asked my coach like, hey, can I switch from this defensive tackle to that defensive end spot? I think I could take his spot. And then 2 weeks later, I was starting. And one of the things that my coach would do that really drove me crazy mentally, but it made me a better athlete, was every year I would end up at the bottom of the depth chart. I don't know how, but by the end of the time I was there, the gap between me and my backup was so large that it was out of reach at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So
So, since you played running back D line, what was your favorite position in between? Like, which one do you like more?
I like running back for different reasons. So I enjoyed running back because I felt like I could take over a game and help my team win. I enjoy defensive line because my body stayed healthy.
Yeah.
But nothing's better than scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
How important do you think redshirting is? Because like now these days, people redshirt just to like focus on their technique and get bigger. Like how important do you think that is to you?
I think it's very important because one, you're still developing. Like when you graduate high school, a lot of people are not necessarily in their adult man body.
Yeah.
And especially now in college, you're going up against grown men. And so if your body is not prepared to do that week in and week out versus some of the, like in Minnesota, we're in the Big Ten, so I'm going up against NFL guys who are going to the league, O-linemen, every week. And so like my body needed to, even though I was a bigger kid, my body, like, I needed to get stronger. I needed to get more dense, so that way I can last. And then, so that redshirt year was important. Also, it allowed me to gain, because at Minnesota, what we would do is if you didn't just redshirt and then they didn't decide. So I would still travel to all the games, do all the stuff. I had to suit up. And that's part of the thing that drove me was at the beginning when I was redshirting, I wasn't traveling with the team. And so I would go out and try to think I'm cool. And the girl's like, why are you not at the game? And I was like, shoot. And so then I was like, yo, I got to make the bus. And so each time, like, even though it was embarrassing, like it drove me to do better. And so redshirt helped because one, it fed my, I'm gonna call it insecurity of, yo, you're not enough. But I was willing to be like, okay, I'm gonna go get it. And so I think redshirting is important to allow you to develop. And also if you're a person who feed off of being like the underdog, it feeds that too.
Yeah. So for I'm thinking like a high school student that wants to make the league. Like, what do you think are like top 5 traits that someone needs to have?
A high school student that's trying to make the league. Well, there's not necessarily traits. It's more of a mindset. If you're trying to go to the NFL or in any professional sport, one, nothing can be more important than reaching that goal.
Yeah.
The reason why is because it's so unattainable that you actually have to obsess over it, and therefore you'll be willing to do whatever it takes to go get it.
Yeah.
Some people are delusional and they think like, because in high school, everybody can make the team. It's like some teams have cuts, but for the most part, everybody's making the team. To get to the level of professional, the odds are so low that you actually have to obsess over it, and then also because of the obsession, you're willing and able to pay whatever the price is to go do it.
Yeah.
And so, and everybody have a different price. Like, my price is different than your price.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to go pay it, then you have the opportunity. And that's the next thing is like, and this is where the mistake I made. The NFL was a destination for me. And so it should have been, so for me, it was like obtain it and then relax. Where it should have became a lifestyle, like I have to obtain it every day. And so that's the difference between a person that plays a long time in the NFL and barely at all.
I would say, like, how. That's kind of a hard question to ask. Like, what was like the biggest jump that you seen? So like, you know how I asked you the high school to college. Now let's say college to NFL.
Ooh, that's good. So the biggest jump was, I know for sure when I was in high school, there was days I didn't really care or try.
Okay.
When I was in college, there was days I didn't really try. In the NFL, because of the talent gap, there was no such thing as a playoff. Like, I had, every rep had to be, because I tried to do just like a regular college rep, like I'm here, and I got destroyed. And so I was like, yo, I'm not good enough to take a playoff. Like, every rep have to be 100% game rep for me. And so that's what I had to do. So it went from being able to take plays or a day off to you do not have that luxury because you will get cut turning in your binder. So I didn't have that luxury of, it was just every play like have to be at 100% perfection.
So, was making the league like your childhood dream of you, like at a young age? Would you always just pointed at that, like making the league?
Yes and no. It was more of getting out of my situations.
Okay.
That was the thing I was focusing on, and so the NFL became an option to get me out of the situation. So it was almost like it was just a way to prove to myself that I'm worth more than what my situations growing up told me.
Okay.
And so, cause I just had a rough childhood, so
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a way of proving to myself that I'm worth more.
Do you think the game of football is, like, if you would give a ratio between how hard mentally it is and how hard physically, like what would that ratio be?
So when you're first starting out, it's more physical tough than mentally tough. And then as it goes on and as you mature in the game, it becomes I'm gonna go about 60-40. Your body has to be able to take the abuse that it's gonna go through, but the mental side of the game and understanding what's happening allow you to do a little more than you would naturally be able to. For example, so he played O-line, I played defensive line. We both have to punch our hands. So, but the difference between him and I is I understand every muscle that's needed to do this movement. So when I'm training, I can train the specific muscles to get them to fire a specific way to make me more explosive. Whereas he might not know what exactly to do, he just know he needs to do this.
Yeah.
And so my mental game is higher because so now I have an advantage over him based on the mental side. But end of the day, we both have to be able to throw hands.
Yeah. Is that a straight coach? You shoot straight on him?
I just gave you the key though.
Okay. So, was there someone like that really influenced you? Like, is there someone like that majorly influenced you to help you make the league and stuff, even when you're lowest?
Yeah, it's strange you just said that. So, one of the guys that my defensive line coach, he used to have me study this guy, and I would study his film. I found out we had some very similar personalities. He actually just passed away. His name's Arthur Jones.
Okay.
And so I would study him every day, watch his movements. He ended up going to the league. He played for Syracuse. And so he actually inspired me. I was going to switch my number, but because I was looking up to him, I stayed at 97, which was his number 2. So he definitely impacted my game a lot. And then, so once I got the technique, I needed to get the aggressive side of it. And so I would have to, I would study Ndamukong Suh and then, so I would take both styles and put them together. But yeah, RP to Arthur Jones.
RP. How would you like practice like your mindset throughout like practices or games?
Man, I think when I was in it, it wasn't much practicing. It was more of a just I need to get myself in a space where I don't care and I go execute.
Yeah.
But once now looking back, it was more the practice was focusing on the main goal was more important than the now goal. And so one of the things that me and my teammates would say would be like, it's NFL or bust. Like every day it's like that is the goal. And so I have to be today does not decide on the goal.
Yeah.
So
what was like your welcome to the moment? Like, it could be like in a practice or in a game. Like, what was like your damn? I'm really here, and they're killing me right now. So I have to.
My welcome to the league moment. When we were playing the 49ers and I had to tackle Brandon Jacobs and he didn't run me over, but we fell to the side, and that was the first time someone like didn't just drop when I tackled them.
Yeah.
Also at practice, so in college I could bull rush someone all day, and I would walk them to the quarterback, and I went to do a bull rush on one of my teammates, and he just stood there like he didn't move, and I was like, "Yo, this is insane." And then I remember my coach, he's behind me. We're doing one-on-one pass rush. He's behind me. He goes, "This the NFL, big fella. That bull rush ain't gonna work here." And so I was like, "Shoot, I gotta work a move. Like this is crazy." So yeah, that was my
Last question.
Yeah. So this last question is, so our topic, of course, is Vice, right? And so you got any like great advice for people out here like watching, or for like football players or any of the sport players?
Advice?
Yeah.
Some advice that I would give is play the game in your mind. Like it's strange that so if we watch a scary movie, we know it's fake, but we'll still jump when it's like a scary part. Like whoa, right? And so our mind don't know the difference between what's real and fake. So if you can play the game or your sport or do whatever in your mind and like with detail, so like you can think about it and it makes your heart accelerate like you're actually doing it, then your body will actually kind of be able to perform that thing that you're needed to do.
Okay.
So that would be my advice, is to play the game in your mind.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Coach
Thank you.
Jacobs, and we'll go to
A game segment.
Yeah, no, it's local. It's local.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
local segment.
First, we're going to the local, and then some local news, and then we're going to our game scramble.
Everybody gets advice sometime in their life. And whether it's your friends, your family, or your teachers, they all give advice. And the best advice that I've received is from my grandpa. He told me, you can't control what happens, but you can control the way you respond. And that's just something that's gone through my life ever since I was a little kid. And I still use that in everyday life. And that's how I control how I respond to situations that happen around me.
The best advice I received from a coach is God's timing is never late. It's just different from your timing.
Alright, the best advice I received is from my captain of the soccer team, Julian. He told me that when in doubt, just kick it out. That pretty much means when I don't know what to do with the ball, just get the hell out of here and send it up.
The best advice I've gotten from my coach, Coach Trella, is to get 1% better each day. This means to put more effort in than you did yesterday, even if it's small improvements.
Okay, the best advice I ever gave a player, there's been a few, but the recent one is to win in life and not just at sports. So what that looks like is a lot of players, I say build the person and then the player will follow. A lot of players, they just focus on sports, but everything else they do in life doesn't match. So if you're going to be great at one thing, you should be great at everything. So that comes with life, being a good person and doing all the things right. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So I say if you're going to be great in a sport, you have to be great in life as well and do everything great. So be great in life and be the person that you want to be, and the player will follow.
Best advice I've given to a player is if you don't know what you're doing, do it fast.
Advice all has the same meaning, and this to help everybody become the better versions of themselves. The best advice that I could give everybody right now is you might not be able to stop the storm, but you can control how your ship moves through it. And that's something that I'll be using in my everyday life, and I think everybody watching this video should be using in their everyday life. And this is Julian Bustillo signing out of Slams Podcasting.
Thank you for that wonderful advice, staff. Now we're on to our game. Delgado, you want to explain?
For sure. So the game is Unscramble. All right. So our people are gonna give us a word. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the letters are gonna be unscrambled, and we're trying to guess the word. So let's get into it.
I'll beat you. Hey. Producer.
Oh yeah. Producer. Football.
Yo, I didn't even get to look at it. That's crazy. All right. Wait.
Damn.
Wait. Is it the yeah.
What is it?
Is it the food truck thingy for here?
No, it's like void or void.
Video.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. All right, that was a good one.
Whoa. Wait on. Give us a hint. Give us like something.
Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I don't even watch.
Las Vegas. Yes, sir.
Damn. Okay. Mike Cofer. Oh, Mike Cofer.
What?
The goat. That's Mike Cofer. And I think that's all it for today. So thank you for joining us on this episode 5. So we'll see you guys next time.